Hello. Okay. Let's let this come on for a minute and then I'll start. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to my Weekly 10 show, where I'm going to be talking about our reality and how real is it? How real is our reality? So before I do, I want to just mention that I'm still taking on one-to-one clients at the moment. It's been a busy month, which is great, especially with everything that's currently going on around us. But yeah, no, I'm still available for one-to-one coaching. I'm bringing out a new program at the end of this month, which is aimed basically at helping people identify and remove beliefs which don't serve them really, and how we can actually start creating things that we choose rather than being at the whim of the scenarios around us and the situations around us, and rather than just being an autopilot and sailing through life, not really truly doing the things or experiencing the things that you want to. I help people create a life or a way of being which helps them do that. So if you're interested in finding out more about how I work with you one-to-one, please do get in touch with me, because I help people increase their self-esteem, improve their confidence, and replace unhelpful beliefs, which is what I'm going to talk about tonight, with beliefs that work for us and actually help us move forward in life rather than keep us stood still. So, right, so, when we think about what's reality, we tend to choose our perspectives based on what we believe. But how true are our perspectives? How true are our perspectives of anything in reality? They influence how we think, how we feel, how we act. Everything we do in life is fueled or led by the perspectives we create in our minds. And as well as being happy and successful, our perspectives also influence how likely we are to be unhappy and unsuccessful. So it's incredibly important, if you want to be successful, to create perspectives which work for you, and not the ones that don't. So this is what I'm going to chat about tonight, and how we can actually do this. So ask yourself that question: how true are your perspectives on anything? When we watch the news or when we do anything in life, we create perspectives. We create stories in our minds which we then tell ourselves are true. And that creates our moods, that creates our actions, and that creates everything that we do. So the truth is, we have an abundance of different perspectives available to us at any given situation, any given time. We've always got an abundance of perspectives that we can choose from. If you ask 100 different people the same question, the reality is those 100 people will all answer that question differently. And the reason why they do that is because they've all got different perspectives. And however, when more often than not, we tend to choose one perspective and believe that, and then that fuels us one way or another, whether it's draining us in terms of keeping us stood still or fueling us to move forward. It's important that we choose perspectives that fuel us. However, we do tend to ignore the fact that there are other perspectives available to us other than the ones we choose. So an example of this was last night for me. I happened to break my golden rule, and I turned the news on. And I haven't watched the news properly, probably in about 6 months, because I know that it doesn't serve me. It has a detrimental effect on me. And if I want to live my life in a highly energized way, producing the best work I can possibly produce, it doesn't serve me to go and do things or watch things which I know that are going to lower my energy, so that I'm not performing at my best and I'm not thinking clearly and performing, functioning in a way that I truly want to. So the moment any of us become triggered by anything, it lowers your energy. It's an instant reaction. That's what's called a stress reaction, because we have this stress reaction to anything that triggers us, and instantly it lowers our mood to a level where we only ever see perspectives born out of that low level of energy. So that means we only see things from a perspective of either victimization or conflict. Two things which don't move us forward in life. It can serve a purpose in some way, but it doesn't move us forward in the way that we truly want to. So the moment any of us become triggered, it lowers your energy. So it's worth remembering that when you do get triggered, that your energy is going to drop and your perspectives are going to change, and you're going to start seeing things through those lenses of victimization or conflict in an instant. Now ask yourself that question. Check it out yourself. Every time something like this happens, what do you start feeling? What do you start thinking? And I guarantee you it will be from those two perspectives I just mentioned. So the moment any of us does get triggered, it's important to actually be conscious of that and how it affects us. It doesn't matter how happy you felt previously before getting triggered. And the moment we experience any kind of stress reaction, our energy will literally plummet, and our energy will go from being normal, everyday sort of level to low energy. And so when I went against that rule last night and decided to check in with what was going on in the news, I found myself being triggered. I found myself being triggered because of all the fear and all of the worry that they peddle on the media. It's a constant stream of negativity, basically. People, the worst scenarios of what can happen, and this is going to happen, and projections of this is going to happen. And experience tells me that most of the time these projections are not accurate. They're just projections. They're opinion based, and they're usually built out of fear. Now, if you're watching those regularly, guess what? Your energy is going to be low every single day. You're not going to be performing anywhere near your best. And you're going to be worried all the time, overthinking every little thing and thinking about everything that could go wrong in the world. And how's that helping you? How's that serving you? How's that moving you forward in the way that you want to? Essentially it doesn't. So naturally, when people become fearful of anything, they will only actually ever see things from the perspective that reflects that. If you're fearful of something, you're going to see things through the lens of fear. So you're not going to see anything with objectivity or clarity, and you're not going to see the full picture, and you're certainly not going to see all the other perspectives that are available to you to be able to choose how you want to show up, how you want to think, how you want to feel, how you want to act in that situation. Instead, you're going to only see things from those low level of energies. So we ignore or don't even notice half the time alternative perspectives available to us in any situation. So choosing only to see situations through the lens of either limiting beliefs, assumptions, fears, interpretations that we create in our mind, stories that we make up, built out of our own past experiences and beliefs, what the media have told us, what we've seen on the telly in general, what our friends have told us, what we might have heard at work, what our family are thinking. So we gather all our information from all of these different places, and that's where we create our perspectives from. However, how true are those perspectives when you look at it from a different perspective in terms of objectivity and clarity? You often see things in a different light completely. And this often happens later on when we reflect back. After we've been through that period where we've been feeling low and we've not really done anything. So ask yourself that question. How real then is the reality you believe in? How true is it, the reality that you're believing in? If you're telling yourself this is terrible, the worst situation possible, then, you're going to believe that, and then you're going to feel that, and you're not going to move forward in the way that you choose to. So ask yourself how true is your real reality, your reality to you. And if it's not, then you can change that. So there's 4 major blocks to us all in the mindset that stops us seeing anything with true clarity or objectivity. And those are the ones I just mentioned. Limiting beliefs, assumptions, interpretations, and fear. These are the 4 main blocks that we all have that stop us seeing anything with any real clarity. And these always are triggered when we get triggered. So our energy lowers. We start seeing everything through the lens of those victimization or conflict and those beliefs, or limiting beliefs, I should say. So these major blocks are important to be aware of in order to, firstly identify them and then remove them and change them. So really what we want to be feeling is the emotions that move us forward, that make us feel good about ourselves, that make us feel happy and relaxed. So how likely is it that you will see solutions to difficult circumstances or difficult situations if you're only ever focused on the problem? High energy people see solutions. They don't see problems. They see opportunities and possibilities. Low energy people see problems, difficulties, restrictions, reasons why we can't move forward. That's the difference. Had I chosen to believe the perspectives of everybody around me, the prison officers, the friends, everybody I spoke to when I was in jail, having just lost my family, I was sat there after 3 years. I was told I'd never ever be released from prison. That's what everybody sold me. There's no point me even trying to get out of prison because there's no point. The way the law was with the IPP sentence, nobody was getting out. There's no point me even trying or even thinking about it. Get it out of your head and just focus on what you can do. I chose not to believe that. I chose not to have that perspective because had I done so, I wouldn't be sitting here now with you. And that's the difference between someone who chooses to see use the same perspectives as other people or chooses to see things on objectivity. And I chose to see it with the clarity. And I thought, I don't believe that. I will create my own reality. And I did. And I got out of jail and I'm here now. So that's the difference. It's the same as this cost of living crisis. If you're choosing to see a perspective which tells you can't do things, you can't live your life, it's going to be terrible, this, that and the other. What you're not doing is seeing the solutions that are available to you, the opportunities and the possibilities that are available to you. And there's lots of them. You're just not seeing them because you're still focused only on the problems and the restrictions and the things you can't do. So our reality is created by our perspectives of it. So choose one which fuels you instead of drains you. It's important that we do that if you want to keep moving forward, being constructive. And it doesn't matter what the circumstances surrounding you. It doesn't matter whether it's COVID, me being in prison with a life sentence, or this cost of living crisis. It does not matter. Your circumstances do not determine where you go in life. You do that. You do that by choosing how you think, how you feel, and you act. And then you live your life in the way that you choose. You create your own reality. So working with a coach enables you to recognize and remove unhelpful beliefs, perspectives, and what's more, it helps you actually build your awareness, your self-awareness, so that you're always in control of how you want to show up in life. And you're always in control of what you're actually doing and where you're going in life, mentally and emotionally. So that allows you to consistently perform at your very most productive, which then helps you create a life and a reality which reflects who you want to be and where you want to be in life. So contact me for more information about how my program helps people do exactly that, and how I can help you step by step create the reality, the mindset that works for you so that you can create the life that you choose. And if you're interested in finding out, my website and its details will be in the box below, and I'd love to hear from you. So get in touch and don't be put off by the cost of living crisis. Again, choose a perspective that works for you. Have a lovely evening, everybody, and I'll talk to you all next time. See you soon. If I can turn the thing off. There we go.